Hey guys, Ninja here, and welcome back to some more Enigmatica 8. In this episode, we showcase our new tree farm. It is a 9x9, and we have power getting sent to it and the plant gatherer. And when I say to it, I mean the plant sower. Build a dome, and finally get started with Botania. We're going to take our petal apothecary and set it right here for now. So the first thing you'll probably notice is I have moved some more stuff over from our starter base. I've also moved our tree farm over, which we'll go take a look at in just a moment. But before we do that, let's look at a few things that we've been working on in between episodes. The first thing is someone left a comment about the gas upgrades that you can use with machines that use gas as part of the production line. I was aware that these existed. I've even crafted some of them. But we'll call it a ninja moment. I don't know what else to call it. I just wasn't using them. And I find it hilarious that I even complained about the excessive gas usage in the previous episode. So I have applied those to all the machines that are applicable. As far as interior layout changes, I was really struggling with what to do because of our single block that we were using for a ceiling and a floor. So some things that I've changed that I think makes it look a lot nicer is I've increased the polished blackstone so it goes all the way across our door sections, and that makes the ceiling parts blend better. I've also extended this layout to the 2 floors below, and I think this really turned out nicely. So now it all looks symmetrical, and my OCD is, for the most part, happy. And we have plenty of extra space for machines and other processing setups. And I'll just go ahead and show you the other floor. It's exactly the same. And if we head back upstairs, we'll go over a few more ninja moments I had in the previous episode. I don't know why. I did go ahead already, as I'm sure you saw in the previous episode, point out like, why did I have pattern providers on a blast chiller? Not 1, but 2. We have gone ahead and removed that and added just an import bus. So this is now redstone sensitive. We have plenty of ice, and I'll show you how we're controlling that in just a moment. I've also gotten rid of the pattern providers for the photogenic oscillators, and I'm just using import and export buses, and I have 1 machine dedicated to each type of block. So a moss, sea pickle, and glowberries. We can change these out later based off what we want to grow with those, or add more machines. We have plenty of options. I'll move the access door to this side. And you can see here we're using level emitters to control the amount of those. Oh, let's hit escape so it doesn't update that. Of items are maintained in our system. The ice, I believe I have set to 100,000. Yes, I do. Because it used quite a bit of ice to make dry ice. You use 9 ice to make 1 packed ice, and 9 packed ice to make 1 blue ice, and 4 blue ice to make 1 dry ice. I believe it's 4. It might be 2. We're also using these servos a lot more now, but instead of sitting here and showing you every little thing that we got in these machines and their pattern providers, we're going to go in here and we can take a moment to look at the pattern access terminal, and you can see here everything we've got set up. So here's our energizing orb, our induction smelter, which we're using it only for hardened glass at the moment. We've added all kinds of crafts, so I spent quite a bit of time going through of the various crafts that we need that are made with a crafting table, and added several things to our assemblers downstairs. We still got plenty of space, as you can see. On our multi-servo presses, I've decided to use them to create the blocks instead of creating crafting patterns and filling up our assemblers. Just a good way to use them since we have them and they can craft them quite quickly. We're also using them to make plates and gears. Our pulverizer we're using to break down ore into search quartz crystal, as well as making bone meal. And you've seen all this other stuff before, but we'll just scroll through it so you can kind of see all of the auto crafting capabilities that we have at the moment. And that sends recipes to all the various machines that we have around our base. And now we're going to head outside, and I'm going to show you what we've done with our tree farm. So we've actually added an entirely new building to our platform, and we're using this just to farm trees. We got so much space And we really don't need a whole lot of additional buildings. So we're going to use this building to farm trees. And I've got this semi-automated. We might tweak this in the future. But the block palette is the same as our mega base. We're using the same door design. Using some deep slate tiles with some white concrete to trim out the edges. And of course, light blue glass. It is a 9x9. And we have power getting sent to it and the plant gatherer. And when I say to it, I mean the plant sower. And the way we're controlling this is we're using a restrictive transport. So this will only allow an item through it if there's nowhere else for it to go. And we have this set to filter just saplings. So now that this is full of saplings, or almost full, they will come over into our ender chest, which of course is getting pumped with everything else that is coming from the tree farm into our applied energistic system now. And this has got a pipe under it that is feeding the sower so it can stay full of trees. And once we're happy with how many oak logs that we have, we can pull out all the saplings and put them into the ender chest and switch them out to something else. But that is our major process that we've moved over from our starter base, and there really isn't too many left. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head back up to our control center and take a look at some quests that we can get knocked out. Now that we're back up in our workshop, we're going to take a moment to look at our quest book and see how many quests we can get knocked out. I know we have a few that are pending getting finished, so we have something under building. We did build a portable stone cutter for a backpack. I used that to build the building outside. So we'll go ahead and accept that. Under tools and armor, it shows up again there, it appears. So we'll take those as well. And then, oh, there's something else under tools and armor. A memory stick. Ah, yes. That's something we've had. I don't know why we're just now getting a reward for that. And now if we go down to thermal series, I think we can take a moment and knock out most of these quest lines except for this section over here. So we're going to go ahead and accept these. We're going to accept the pulverizer. We should be able to create some Invar and accept that really quickly. So we'll go and finish that quest. Now we've created all these machines already. We're going to go ahead. We may have some spares. Let's take a look and see what we have. If not, we'll probably just craft some more. They're not that complex. Yeah, we'll just craft one of these. All right, let's take a moment to look at our quest book and see where we're at. We'll take all those. I love getting free stuff. So we need a photogenic oscillator, which I thought I crafted. There's our blast chiller. And of course we've gotten those already as rewards, so we'll complete that. Centrifugal separator. Let's look at that in that photogenic oscillator. And that should finish off that next section. Take that. And now we've been making the high level ones, but I guess it wants to do the hardened ones, so we'll make a hardened one real quick. All right, we're gonna take the rewards for that. And that's 2 more quests with the extruder and accumulator. We'll go ahead and accept those rewards. And we have this vacuumulator. We'll build that, and then we're gonna switch gears. Oh, and let's build this Sterling Dynamo. And there's the Sterling Dynamo, which will knock out 2 more quests, more rewards. And we just made some significant progress into the thermal series quest line. So we're gonna take a pause there for now. I think that's about all I can do without doing some additional work. And we're going to take a look at, well, automation, because there's something done here. And there appears to be something done in power as well. Oh, the energy cell. We'll take that. And then we're going to go over to RF tools, because I think we can completely finish this one up. So we have crafted a whole bunch of RF Tools components that we're mostly not going to use. Machine infuser, tablet, storage scanner, controller, some redstone pieces, a builder, which we are going to use. We'll get back to this in a moment. But we also built this matter transmitter, receiver, and dialing device. And we're going to actually set these up so we can use some of this stuff. But before we do that, let's go ahead and complete the quest line. So we're going to put all this stuff in this chest for now. And then, we're going to save that. And then we're going to close out these quests real quick. And you'll see that we have completed all of RF Tools. Now we've completed it. Haha. Completed quest line. 5 completed quest line. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to set up this transmitter and receiver and dialing device. And I'll show you guys how this works. We have already set one up at our starter base. Let's grab our axe real quick. We'll just move that somewhere else, because where I want to put this is right here. Could be room for a cable. Yep. And we're going to put the dialing device. Let's put it right here for now. Ooh, that's stairs right there. Let's put it right here. Oh, it's just not wanting to play dice, is it? Well, we'll just stick it right there for right now. We'll probably move this around, but for testing purposes, this will work. We will need to power these, so we're going to run power. Oh, that just made a couple of nasty holes. I'll clean this up later. Put the matter transmitter there, matter receiver there, and then our dialing device, stick it right here. We should be able to shift name these. We're going to call this one Ninja's Megabase. It is going to be, that's the receiver. We want that, I think, set to private, and we're going to add ourselves. And we'll add our friends later. And then the transmitter can be public, and we'll hide the teleportation beam. And we'll call this one Ninja's Megabase. Well, those both should be named. And the dialing device, we just need to give these power now, and we have a flux point to do that with. Tie that to our main. Oh, I see my buddy's using flux network now. About time. So now we should be able to dial our starter base. We'll go ahead and favorite our mega base. And we're going to dial it. Oh, I think we need to be standing on the... There we go. Sweet. Oh, it's dialed to... And this one's dialed to our... Oh, we need to dial this one to the mega base. And it should keep that, so we can go... Ooh. And then we could just go back and forth. That makes a cool little sound effect, too. So we can actually... Oh! Alright, we may need to space those a little bit better. So now that we know how these work a little bit better, I didn't realize... I thought you had to dial it each time. So we'll probably have the dialer in the floor. And we're going to separate these by one block because... As you saw, I kept stepping onto the other one. But those are really cool. And say some of our server commands / homes. Because I have it set up where we only have 10 per user. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the builder from RF Tools. And we are going to go down to our platform and we are going to build a dome. And I am excited to say we are about to dive into Botania. This is the area picked out on our platform where we're going to build our Botania dome. So we're going to place our builder right here next to this smooth stone. We're going to take our shape card We're going to shift right click so it knows where the builder is at. And then we're going to right click our first corner. And then we're going to fly over here and right click our second corner. And then we're going to put the shape card in the builder. But actually, before we do that, we're going to right click in the air. 35 by 35, that's exactly what we wanted. We're going to turn this number to 20 because this usually gives me the shape that I want. A top dome, and we want it to be hollow on the inside. We're going to right click the builder, which will place it in there. We can open the GUI by right clicking, and we can click this little button here to show the location. And that is a perfect dome. It's exactly where I want it. So we will have a wall running down through here eventually. So there'll be a 2 gap here, and then there'll be 2 gap in between the building and the dome. And our entrances will be on this side and the opposite side. So now we're gonna hook a flux point up to this builder so it has power. We're gonna stick a spruce diamond chest above it. And then we're gonna empty all this light blue stained glass into our chest. Put the lever on the front and then turn it on. And we should see it putting glass. Yep, there we go. And was that enough? I don't believe it was. So let's make some more glass. That definitely should be enough. Alright, now we have a glass dome that's hollow on the inside. And we'll go ahead and knock some of this out so we can go in there and I'll show you. Be able to walk through. Oh, I forget that it does this. I should have set it 1 block lower. That's okay. What we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to work on clearing out this centerpiece. And then we're going to trim it out in some deep slate tiles. And then we're going to be ready to start moving some Botania stuff in it. So let's get started on that. So we got the core part of our dome done, and I think it turned out quite well. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think, if you have any suggestions. We still got a little bit of decorating to do, especially on the inside once we get some more of our Botania set up. But for now, it will work, and we're going to go ahead and dive into Botania. We do have some of each type of mystical flower petal. We also have some of the flowers themselves in case we need them for crafts. The first thing we need to do to get started is build the little pedestal from Botania. So we'll take a look at that and see what it takes to make that. I do know it needs a petal, so we'll go ahead and grab a petal. And ooh, I did not mean to grab a whole stack. Let's put this back and just click for one. And we should be able to use our crafting terminal for most things. We're going to be building the pedestal. It's pretty simple to make. It's just some cobblestone and one of any type of the flowers themselves or the petals. We also need some water, so let's grab, do we have any buckets of water? No, we do not. So we'll grab a few buckets. And we'll go grab some water from down below. And we're going to create a limitless water source. There's our 3 buckets of water. Probably a sight you haven't seen before, the bottom of the mega base. We now have our 3 buckets of water. We're just going to put them right here. And do I have any grass plots? I do not. So let's grab a few grass plots from our system. So we now have our water supply. We're going to put the buckets back in our system. We're going to take our petal apothecary and set it right here for now. And we'll probably rearrange some of this as we start getting more items and make it look nice. We always have to think about and deal with Ninja's OCD. Yes, I just talked in third person. Alright, let's see what we need to do here. We can accept this first quest. We have officially started on Botania. We have a petal apothecary. It wants a pure daisy, and we get that by 4 white mystical flowers and of course water. We do need to keep a bucket on us, so let's go back and get that. Put this stuff in our system for now. Ooh, let's see if we can spell that correctly. So now I have a bucket. Let's go ahead and dip it into our apothecary. Let's grab some mystical flowers. It was white ones. We need 4. And we just right click these, or do we drop them? We may have to just drop them on. There we go. Yep. And we need a seed to trigger it. I'm kind of relearning Botania as we go. I have not messed with Botania in some time. We'll be able to, do we drop it as well? I thought we clicked it. Boom. So it does use the water up. That's why we wanted the unlimited water supply. And we now have a pure daisy, which we can sit down on the ground here. Just for now, we'll put it right here. We need some stone. Need 8 pieces of stone, I believe. It might be 9. Always forget. It is 8. So we will wait on these to turn into living rock, I believe is what it's called. So we'll take these quest rewards. And it is living rock. So that was correct. There's also living wood. So I'm going to take the time and craft up some living rock and living wood, and then we're going to continue working on Botania. So I actually created a couple more of the pure daisy so we could speed up our process. I built up a decent little supply of living stone, but unfortunately mistakes were made and I turned all of our living logs into living plank and not living wood, which is what we actually needed. So we're making some more now, but we should have plenty to continue pushing through the Botania quest line. So let's take a look at what we need to craft next. And if we look at our quest line, it looks like we've finished the quest for the living wood and rock. So we'll take those rewards. And then we need to craft these 3 items here, which are pretty easy. We need a mana spreader, wand of the forest, and a mana pool. So we'll go ahead and grab some of the living stone. I didn't mean to grab that much. We'll grab all of that. And I think we're going to need a few petals. So we'll grab a few petals for crafting. And then we're going to go to Botania. And we'll create the mana pool first. If I can find it. It's going to be all the way at the bottom. I should just search mana pool. So we'll look up the word mana. There's the first of the 3 types of mana pools. There's the everlasting, diluted, and then fabulous. I guess there's 4 different types of pools. But we're just going to build this regular mana pool. Well, there's our mana pool. We're also going to need this mana spreader. And we will build a couple of these. Maybe like 3 to get started. And then we needed that other device, which is the wand. Let's see if we can find it by searching wand. There it is right there. Wand of the forest. We need 3 living wood twigs. Which is pretty much going to take all of our wood, so we will definitely need more wood. I'm glad I made more. There's our wand. That's 3 more quests knocked out. We'll go ahead and accept the rewards for these quests. Let's take a look at what we got. We got some mana diamonds. Very nice. And we'll put these over here, these Botania items in here. Now we're going to farm the rest of these up and correctly turn them into living wood. And there's 24 more. So let's see what we need to craft now. So we have a quest completion somewhere under building. Oh, nice. That would have given us our reward for that. Oh, well. All right, let's go back to Botania. The next thing we need to do is work on our Endoflame, which is 2 brown, 1 gray, or is that light gray, and 1 red. And we're gonna make 3 of these, so we're gonna get enough for 3. Put our bucket of water in there. 2 brown, 1 gray, 1 red, 1 seed. Bucket of water. Brown, 1 gray, 1 red, 1 seed. Now we have 3 Endoflames. And the way these work, let's see if I can do this from memory. Ooh, we'll take this freebies here. We already have the mana diamonds, so we'll accept that. We are going to work on making mana steel, mana pearls, mana powder. We're basically going to finish up this side of the quest line today. So we need to set up these Endoflames. So for now, temporarily, we're going to just put them right here like this. And we are going to put our mana spreader up in the air right here on a 3x3 axis. From there. I think this will work. Those might be a little far away. We can move them if they are. Not a big deal. We're going to put the mana pool right here. And we're going to link those using the wand of the forest. So we should be able to just... There we go. Now we got all 3 pointed to our mana pool. And these Endoflames should run off coal. So we're going to grab some coal. We're just going to drop 1 for right now, just if it works. Do I need to link these as well? There we go. Now those are linked. Now we should be able to drop 1 coal. There we go. We might need to optimize this a little bit better, but we're going to work on filling our mana tank up, maybe doing some type of chest automation and kind of clean this up. And then we're going to work on crafting the last few items that we need for today's episode. So I've temporarily cut our shaders off so you could see the mana being built up into the pool, because with shaders turned on you can't see the mana. Now you can still see the levels using the wand of the forest. So we have a little over a quarter of a pool of mana. We've added a few more endo flames, and we've also set up a little temporary mechanism for dropping the coal down so we don't have to stay down here and babysit it, because this is kind of slow. So in between episodes, we're going to work on cleaning some of this up and expanding it a little bit. But now we should be able to go ahead and craft some items with our mana that we have now. So we're going to drop these ender pearls in there, which give us mana pearls. We're going to drop some regular glass, which gives us mana glass, some string, which gives us mana infused string, and some glowstone, which gives us mana powder. And we already had mana steel ingots from all the looting we've been doing, and that used probably, I didn't use too much, but it did use a little bit of our mana. We got lucky because we didn't have to make the mana ingots, but we should have enough stuff now to finish off this section of the Botania quest line. So we have our mana pearls, our mana powder, our mana glass, our mana steel ingots, there's mana infused string, and the last thing for this section of Botania is a band of mana. So let's go and take a look at that. It is a craft, so we'll need to use our system here. So a band of mana. We need a mana tablet. Oh, we need to grab some living rock. Now we should be able to make that tablet. And then the band of mana. And that finishes off one section of our Botania quest line. Well, I'm pretty happy with today's progress. We've got all of RF tools knocked out. We got most of thermal series knocked out and about 25% of Botania. So moving into the next episode, we're going to do at least one more section of Botania and finish up the thermal series. So I'll be working on getting ready for that. But I think for today, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I had so much fun today finally getting to get started in Botania. And we probably also finished the most quests we've ever finished in a single episode. Moving forward, we're really going to be focusing on not only finishing the quest book, but also our mega build. If you guys did enjoy the episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. This is Agro Ninja, and that's a wrap.